Hey, what it do, y'all? It's your boy E2 Blue coming back at you again on this Saturday morning. It's been raining a lot lately here in the DMV. It's like every day is just like heavy rains and things of that nature. And then it's just, well, I mean, it's hot everywhere right now. But, I mean, the humidity and things of that nature, the weather is just so unpredictable. Yeah. Guys, as we embark in training camp, the NFL and the NFLPA have agreed to start camps NFL-wide for all teams on time this offseason. So that's a good thing. That is definitely a good thing. We want to see training camp start. We want to get out there and see what it do. Apparently, there's one NFL player so far that has opted out of not playing this season. One of the Kansas City Chiefs players, I think it's their offensive guard or something like that. I mean, I understand how you feel, but you get paid millions of dollars to play this game. I feel like if you're doing what you're supposed to do, and if the NFL is providing things to try to make things safe for you, then why not play? You know what I mean? Like, I just don't understand it. It is a job for you. You get paid millions of dollars to do it and continue to get paid. I mean, I understand the safety parameters, but again, if the NFL is trying to put safety parameters in place for these players, I don't see the point of opting out. Because look at it like this. If you opt out and you're in your last year of your contract, you will not be able to renegotiate a contract if you opt out. Because it's almost like holding out. That's what it basically is. They're just giving you... legally they're allowing you to do it, but that doesn't mean that you should do it, or that doesn't mean that, like, you know what I mean, like there's stipulations to it. So they're not allowing you to renegotiate contracts if you're in the last year of your contract. So if you're in the last year of your contract, it's not smart for you to opt out this year. This ain't the year to do it. But like I said, I understand how some of these players feel, you know, with their families and things of that nature. But hey, don't go hanging out. You know what I'm saying? Just go to the facility, do what you need to do. They're giving them tests every day, so you should be good. If you're just going to work at home, you should be fine. That's all I'm saying. So with them taking out the preseason, so we're not having preseason this year. You know, remember the Cowboys were supposed to play in the Hall of Fame game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. None of that is happening. So, which is understandable, because with this off season, it's just been weird. Like, there's been no activity. Like, these players have not been around each other. Everything's been virtual. A lot of them have not had extensive workouts. Some guys have been training hard by themselves. Other guys have not. So, to try to alleviate some of the issues of injuries this year, they're trying their best to have a good training camp. So, you know, it's going to be inevitable that injuries are going to happen. So, that's the inevitable. Injuries, something's going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, somebody's going to pull a hammy, somebody's going to pull something, it's going to happen. You know what I mean? But which is the reason why they're allowing for higher rosters. Now, right now, there's a 90-man roster, right? So the 90-man roster, the teams can have 90-man roster up until August 16th. So after August 16th, they have to cut the rosters down to 80. And I believe that they're going to allow all teams to have 80 players on their team throughout the season this year. Because of the COVID virus, they want to make sure they got enough players to keep playing. You know what I mean? So if you get the COVID, you're out 2 weeks or whatever, 2 to 4 weeks, that's, you know, that's a lot of time in the NFL. It's only 16 games. So when you look at that aspect, it's like, okay, well, somebody's got to play. Now, it might be good for some of the guys on the lower end of the roster to get some playing time. I mean, you know, but, you know, you don't want people to get COVID. You don't want that. But you look at these NFL players, they're in shape. Their immune systems are strong for the most part. A lot of them are asymptomatic. Some of them can get the virus and really not even have any symptoms. They'll be all right. They're young. They'll get over it. It's not like they're older and have a lot of, you know, health issues on top of that. So it's not like they're dealing with a lot of, you know, issues on that stand front. So that's basically where I'm at with that. Now, so training camp is, you're going to get 20 days for training camp. 14 You're going to get 14 padded practices, so use those wisely. 14 padded practices for 20 days of camp. Getting these guys, first of all, the first half of camp is just going to get these guys back in shape. Well, the first quarter. Just getting these guys back in shape, getting them back into football shape. Because, again, being in shape and being in football shape is two different things. You could be in shape all day. Hell, I'm in shape, but I ain't in no football shape. Like, I can't go out there and just play. It ain't gonna happen. So, you know, that's why you have to practice. That's why you have to get out there and go hard, you know, in football. We know that, let's be honest, we know that the first couple of games this season are going to be sloppy for every team. It's probably going to be even worse for teams like the Cowboys and all teams in this league right now that have new staff and basically a bunch of player changeovers. You look at a team like the Chiefs, they don't really have a lot to worry about because a lot of their players are coming back. A lot of teams have a lot of their team coming back. So those are the ones that don't have the issues that the Cowboys are going to have getting ready to get done. And, you know, I kind of feel sorry for Mike McCarthy because he's coming in here, COVID year. I feel sorry for Ron Rivera. He's got a lot to deal with over there in Washington. But yeah, with being a new head coach of a team, trying to rally your troops, trying to implement your new game plan to the players that were already there. I think the players respect him already because they know that he's been successful, so they know he's going to be a good coach. I think that he's going to be very beneficial to Dak Prescott. I don't know. I heard Colin Cowherd talk about how some former coach said that Dak Prescott was upset that Jason Garrett is not on the staff anymore. I'm like, first of all, I don't believe that's true because Dak ain't that stupid to know the difference between Garrett and McCarthy. He already said in an interview early in the offseason that he's excited to get going with his new coach. So, but he also gave respect to Jason Garrett, which he should. Now, we don't know what these players' true opinions are. None of that matters. None of that needs to be out there in the public eye anyway, because that doesn't look good as a player. You need to have integrity, and you can't just go around bad-mouthing your coaches like that. They wouldn't do that. So, you know, he's going to give Garrett high praise whether it was warranted or not. So, you know, you got to look at things with a grain of salt sometimes. So, what I believe really, you know, he respects Garrett. Yes, he's going to miss him because that was the guy that drafted him. Obviously, that was the guy that, you know, he spent the first quarter of his season, first quarter of his career with. You know what I mean? That's the only coach in the NFL he knew. But now with Mike McCarthy, everything's anew. He doesn't know how things are going to go. Nobody knows. But for the most part, in my opinion, I think it's going to go well. Because what Mike McCarthy is good at as a coach, he could take some of the things that Dak Prescott may not be good at or as good at, fix some of his mechanics. You know, we know he doesn't throw a pretty ball. I mean, his form is kind of weird, but he gets the ball there where it needs to be. But at the same time, I think that Mike McCarthy can help him with that even more. Help him with his drops, getting that ball out a little quicker, because that's one thing that, you know, he needed to work on, getting that ball out quicker. So, you know what I mean? Like, he can help him with these things along with the rest of the staff. So I'm just looking at things on a different level. I think that this offseason, you know, started out like hell, but I think that if they could get things together and kind of just keep this COVID virus at a certain wavelength, you know, not like just hoping that a bunch of players just don't, everybody just get the virus like that. Like, you know, I hope these players stay healthy and do what they need to do, and the coaches do what they need to do, and the people that are administering the test do what they need to do. So everybody has to be on one page for all of this to work. So I just feel like that combined with players and their safety and their worries, everybody just has to come to agreement to do the right thing. So I think that it's gonna be good. It's gonna be all right. I'm trying to stay positive on that stand front, but you know, It's just the injuries I'm worried about because these guys haven't really been practicing this offseason. So, you know, but hopefully training camp will get them back on par. They got 20 days. They got 14 padded practices. They're going to have an 80-man roster for the season. So we'll see how that works out. I'm pretty sure the people that they cut, though, from 90 to 80 is more than likely going to be guys that you probably never heard of on the team anyway. It's going to be guys that were probably camp bodies. It's probably going to be guys that you may have seen around the facility, you know, when they were on the practice squad before. But outside of that, it's not going to be a situation where you're going to be like, oh my God, they cut that person, because you still got 80 players. So that's a good thing. And it's going to help out the young guys still trying to get up to speed, because I really feel sorry for the young guys coming into the league this year, because they haven't got a chance to be around their coaches, around their fellow players and things of that nature. So it's just a lot. It's a lot to deal with, but I think that things are going to turn around and be all right. Let's just hope for that matter. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready for some football. I'm ready to see it, ready to talk about it, ready to get these multiple videos popping and news just popping. I love that part of the time of the season, so I can just crank out these videos, y'all, and just tell y'all how I feel about it. So you guys can comment, and it just gives me more content. So with that being said, guys, thanks again to all my subscribers. Appreciate you guys. Those of you that came in the live stream. Shout out to L4G Custom Fabrication for the super chat, man. Wonderful, man. Bless you, brother. Wow, I'm very humble, dude. Definitely. I gotta make you a moderator on my channel. Just make sure you're coming in more on my live streams. I'm trying to get back on my live stream schedule on Thursday nights like I used to do. But just look out for that. So in the meantime, between time, it's your boy E2 Blue, always keeping it real. Talk to y'all soon.